Good evening, Matthew.
Hello.
Hello.
And welcome
to
this week's episode of Gamers 2 Podcast. Brought to you by Max, the do-it-all cat.
the one and only Duramax, they call him.
Ooh. Trademark. Infringement.
No, I can't trade. It's a infringement, maybe. Definitely copyright.
Yeah, it's November. What is today? November 2nd. It's a Saturday. Crappy work hours.
That's all right. Makes it work for us. We can do it.
Gamers 2 Podcast. November 2nd. Week of. Let's do it.
Let's do it. What have you been up to in the last 7 and or 8 days? 8 days. 7 days. We did Saturday.
Yeah. The normal regiment. So the animes that I've been watching, which I think there's only one now that's still ongoing, the baseball one.
Okay.
I put it off, so it comes out on Tuesdays. But I always put off watching it because I'm like, this is going to be the episode where the situation crashes and burns, which I'm not looking forward to. Because you can't just keep going up. You know what I mean?
Right.
So eventually there's going to be complications.
Right.
I'm not looking forward to that. Rewatching a Gundam. It's not important. It's my when I wash dishes, it's playing up on the windowsill to distract me. Playing Cold 2 still. I'm at the very end. I was getting pissed today because the game is clearly longer at portions. Here's the issue.
All right, here we go.
It's been so long since I've played the game, and now I'm playing the restored content. I don't know if the game is longer than I recall, or if I'm playing content that has been restored. So, clearly there's parts that I know is restored content. The HK Droid Factory, restored content. Fucking whatever the new planet's called, M478 or whatever, M47B or whatever. Not in the original game. But at the end now, I feel like there's parts that I don't recall, but I'm not sure. So I'm like, all right, I'll be done. I'll get done with it before I do the podcast. Nope. Still at the very end. So there's yeah, so that's happening. I'll be done with it by, I don't know, maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow. We'll see. That's it. I have The Outer Worlds on deck. That's downloaded, installed, ready to go.
I am looking forward to hearing about that one.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of good things.
I know. That's me too. It's kind of strange. What else was there? Oh, yeah. I downloaded Battlefield 5. Also, not quite on deck. Just haven't quite logged into it yet. But it's there. Since we were speaking last week of shooter cravings. That's it, I think. Yeah, that's it. Formula 1 happened this weekend. You got the U.S. Grand Prix happening in Texas. Yeah. Yeah. That's it. How about you?
I mean, currently I'm going to stop trying to troubleshoot why my lights are off. Don't change the hue on LED strip lights because, fuck it. Why not, right?
It's probably just some wonky bug.
It's probably some weird ass shit that I just don't care to troubleshoot, so I'm going to have to figure it out after this podcast. Anyway, it's been a lot of the normal, I played a little bit of the show, playing some of the FIFA, playing some of the Battlefield, because the Pacific update came out. So I've been shooting some people in that. Been a fun time. It's still super pretty. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing it again.
Yeah, it's been a good time. It's definitely... I went back and I was doing good. I was feeling good, keeping roughly a 3-to-1 KD ratio. And then I got Call of Duty. So I've been playing a little bit of Call of Duty.
Yeah.
And I immediately remembered that I have to readjust to how to play shooters because a lot of the stuff I can play is kind of like slower, air quotes, methodical.
Yeah, more tactical, perhaps.
Yeah, I get a second to think. Call of Duty doesn't afford me that second, so I gotta move quickly, and it's taken the. There's definite downsides a lot, but then I'll get there. I just gotta kind of get in that headspace and keep going. It's definitely one I can't roll out of bed and start with.
Yeah.
I'm not that man anymore. I used to be able to do it. Long time ago. Can't do it anymore.
I feel like Call of Duty requires more muscle memory.
Yep, probably. I also need to know the maps and there's stuff like that. Like I've learned a couple spots on some of the maps. I'm like, all right, I can manage these areas, but it's a thing.
Another gorgeous game.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
Yeah.
Playing the WoW, which I'm sure we'll talk about when it comes up.
Lots of WoW talk.
I am 2 bars from 60 in Classic. And once that happens, I don't know what I'll do. I just don't. I mean, I guess raid and stuff. That's why I play the game, is to get to the end game and raid.
Mm-hmm.
But to raid with after the rant that I went on last week about the state of guild and things, I had a chance to raid last night, and I was just like, I'm not in the right headspace to do this. I'm not in the I don't give a fuck headspace. That's where I need to be, when I just don't care anymore about anything. And just be like, yeah, sure, whatever. We died 30 times, cool, man. I'm just gonna keep stabbing. Woo. I need to get there, and then I'll be fine. Then I'll convince myself I can do it with that group of people. Until I'm there, I don't know that I should step foot in there, and if I do, I just need to keep my mic muted for fear of saying the bad stuffs. Oh god, playing the Borderlands. Their bloody harvest, their spooktacular skulls everywhere, descend into the depth of heck, and you go kill heck. Yes, they call it heck.
Interesting.
It's a fun time. It's a neat little thing. Gives it a little bit more to do. I'm still flying around on my main trying to go through the second time that you have to go through the story to beat it or whatever. I could probably finish it in a couple hours if I really wanted to, because I'm powerful enough that I can just move and not have to worry about anything. Yeah, I think that's really been it. I did boot up Chernobylite.
Early access, right?
Yep. I did boot it up. I booted it up and played for about 5 minutes. Just wanted to kind of get a feel, look around. It looks pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah. I might boot it up just for like a minute after when you're before you leave, just to show you like the first like scene they have you walking onto is you're getting out of a Jeep in the forest, and right as you come out of the forest, you're near like the fencing around the reactor and stuff, and the giant dome building is there and like all the stuff, and it was like ooh, all right,
cool.
Yeah, so it's just an interesting thing. So I mean, I didn't go anywhere near far enough that just constantly hitting new game for a while doesn't do me anything. Like,
yeah,
I walked 500 feet. All right, new game, do it again.
Yeah.
Doesn't, not gonna hurt me any. I think that's it. I think that's all I've dabbled in.
Yeah. Kodor has made me realize that like I just don't have time. So,
yes, time has been a big thing where I'm like, I'm really looking forward to my week off that I take in December. One, because I spend it with family and stuff like that, and it's holidays and family means a lot of food, and it means like, not that I'm ever on a diet per se. I haven't been in a while, like a true diet. But I do like watch what I eat kind of.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't do what we were talking about before where I'm
Yeah.
like, I just choose every day like, oh, what do I want to eat today? Because that will put me down a horrible path. It will not be a good time. You'll be medevacing me out of this house. It won't be good. And, but once I go on holiday, what is that? What am I, European? Once I partake in a holiday event, Thanksgiving is a great one. Give me food.
Yeah, no holds barred. You just shovel it in.
I'll fist fight people for food on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
You put those mashed potatoes down. Those are mine. So, you just gotta draw battle lines. This is my half of the dish. The rest of you can fight over the other part of it. I'm taking half. Certain dishes are that good. I will do that. Now, Christmas, same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take a lot of desserts. I show up. There's usually the cherry coconut macaroons. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Usually like Hershey Kiss is an option. Mom will do them with like shredded coconut and a maraschino cherry. You say that. I will pop those things as if they were candies. Just I will eat anything that comes out of that kitchen for the most part. I'm just like, yep, take some of those because she'll do those. She'll also do the Hershey Kiss ones. Same thing, just gone. Just give me bag. There's a bag of chips down there. Oh, they know I'm coming. Guess what's down there? Bag of baked Ruffles. Guess what I'm going to demolish? Bag of baked Ruffles. Guess what we're going to do while I demolish all of this? There's going to be cheese, crackers, like a salami thing. We're all playing cards, playing whatever I'm winning at because it's a fun time because I'm super competitive even with my own family. I'm like, oh, you guys want to play Sequence? Not Sequence. What the hell's the name of that game they play? Rumicube? You want to play Rumicube? Cool. I'll play. Give me some cheese and crackers. I'm going to eat these and play with one hand because this is delicious and I need to move tiles around. Now, it's a fun time, but I eat like a pig. And the moment I get home, I just have that like moment of like, oh, all right, I love it, but
what have I done?
I love it, but I'm happy. It's over. But like Thanksgiving leftovers are nice because then I don't have to do anything like cooking wise for
like
a while,
a week or two.
No, I don't. I usually pull like a week to half a week because there's more people than just my mouth that want to take leftovers. I don't know what they need leftovers for. I'm clearly the broke one. I'm the poor child. I mean, come on now. Fully grown adult male yelling about being the poor child, but you know what I mean. I just want more food. Just give me the food. It's good food. I want to eat it. It's delicious. That's all I'm saying.
I get plenty of leftovers. The problem is I'm not satisfied. So like I will immediately house all the leftovers as well. And I'm like, afterwards, I'm like, why did I do this?
So it's that mixed with I know leftovers have a shelf life.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, so these are probably good for maybe 4 days, depending on what it is, right? Day 2 hits, and I'm like, these are only good for 2 more days. I need to eat all of them now. And then
it's like a fear of like letting it go bad, like not eating it in time. You're like, I've wasted all this delicious food.
So if I just eat all of it as fast as I can, I didn't waste any of it, but I don't feel a lick better for it.
Consequences.
Delicious food is painful. I haven't been reading anything. I've been debating trying to read something, but it's trying to read. I'm illiterate.
We're in video game season.
We're in video game season, and we're about to ramp up.
Yeah,
we're hitting full stride here. I've been at a brisk jog this last month. I'm about to be sprinting, and for anybody that doesn't know me, I don't run. So both of these analogies are terrible.
Yeah, that's the time statement I meant about KOTOR, because like KOTOR is not a long game.
Mm-hmm.
It's like probably with the restored content, 50 hours, which is for an RPG, that's fair. I'm like 45. I'm somewhere in that range. I'm somewhere between 45 and 50 hours at the moment, and it took me weeks to get there.
Right,
and that's the only game I'm playing.
So I see my Battlefield time every time I log in.
Yeah.
But that has been accumulated over like a year or something. It's like 125 hours right now.
Yeah.
That's pretty good for a multiplayer game.
Yeah, I would say so.
I think my record's like 15 days or something like that. But that was back in the Xbox 360 come home, turn it on days.
Yeah.
Now I think I've got like 40 something hours in FIFA already. I have a lot of time put into things, but it's the problem of where do I insert other things?
Yeah.
Like, okay, it would be cool to read like Snowden's book or something, right? Okay, where do I at what point do I do that? Oh, you do it when you go to bed. Okay. What time should I go to bed in order to still be able to read a bit? Because I'm going to play games right up until then because I have other stuff I need to do.
Yeah.
So do I just sacrifice myself and go to sleep at 3 and wake up at 6 and try to somehow do that? Because that'll not go well. So I sacrifice not doing things. I want to kind of play the Outer Worlds because I've seen some good things. It's like it intrigues me, but at the same time, I'm just like, you know what? Let's just not do that right now. Let's back burner that. That might be like one you come back to next year when there's a lull.
Mm-hmm.
Now next year, joke is about a lull. I have Cyberpunk and everything else. Where do I get a lull next year?
Yeah, there's it's a difficult situation, and part of
it's first world problems all over the place.
I
have too many things to entertain me. What do I do?
Part of my issue is the whole FOMO thing,
and FOMO scares me for Death Stranding because I'm purposely delaying myself from that.
Mm-hmm.
But FOMO, for anybody that is curious, is fear of missing out. It's called predatory, depending on how you do certain marketing schemes. FOMO is predatory. But that being said, Max, do not land on that iPad. Don't do it.
Do it.
Don't you? I see what you're doing. All right.
Knock it over.
I saw. Well, it was more of like I'm not sure if I'm actually scared for the iPad or that he catches the bottom of it and he just eats shit.
Then he'd probably flip it and hit himself with it.
Yeah, and I'd be like, all right, well, this went horribly in the worst way. Anyway, it's the fear of missing out and on something like Death Stranding where it's going to get talked about a ton. So, do I want to delay it? And yes, I do. I want to be able to sit down with that thing for a lengthy amount of time and not just put like an hour a night into it because that's not going to get me anywhere.
Yeah,
but once I take and get 2 bars more worth of experience, which is nothing in WoW, I will hit 60 in that. And then I don't need to log in other than when Todd says, hey, do you want to do this instance? Perfect. Don't need to worry about logging in there anymore. And then I can go back to having my main plays of other things. You coming over here, dude? What, do you want to... Is this what you want? I swear, cats, man. Come on. Let's go.
Cats just want to be a problem.
They do. I think it's inherently in their nature.
Yeah, for sure.
I ask why leaves fall. Cats ask, why am I not being pet? I tell you, man. Anyway, it's definitely a time problem. Speaking of time problems, though, what I can do while I'm doing all these other things is I can watch things. So I watched the World Series.
I watched. I didn't watch every game. I didn't watch I watched one. Let's see. Long story short, I watched half of the last game.
I watched parts of every game, and then I was playing volleyball during games 6 and 7, so I came home and finished out halfway through the games. Mm-hmm. When, coincidentally, both of them got good.
Same thing. I got home from work, and I think after game 7, I turned it on in the 6th inning or something like that. And the 7th inning is when it started to really
right before
pick up.
It gets good. Yeah. So congrats to the Washington Nationals.
Yeah.
Suck it, Astros.
Yeah.
Official statement from Nate.
Yeah. There was some interesting developments. The last game with there was a game 6 or 7 where they think that the Astros were the hell they call it?
Stealing signs.
Yeah. The pitcher was getting wrecked in the first inning, and then he adjusted his glove grip when he was handling the ball.
It was 6 for Scherzer. His team noticed that he was tipping pitches based on what he was doing with his gloves. So then every time after that, he just started shaking his gloves so he couldn't tell.
Yeah, that was fascinating.
He had given up 2 runs, in the second inning, I think, and then after he fixed it, he was lights out from that point on. So.
Clearest example I have seen in my limited viewing of that being a legitimate thing.
Yeah, it was interesting.
It was. It was interesting.
But now it's now that baseball is officially over, we begin the hot stove season, which is also my second favorite season of baseball. Coincidentally, there are only 2 seasons of baseball. Or so I guess there's 3. Regular season, postseason, and off season. So yeah, I do enjoy me an off season because I love rumors, and that's what I get out of Football Manager. I love building a team. Speaking of Football Manager, that comes out in 3 weeks.
Oh, Jesus.
Get ready, Gamers 2 audience. You get to listen to Nate redeem this Manchester United squad. Again. And Kenny redeem Arsenal. Again. We will take them to the promised land.
That game. I don't know about it.
I know I got problems.
You do. You do have problems.
Yep. Yes, I mean, it's football season now, basketball season, hockey season.
The gross seasons.
I mean, depending on how you look at it. I'm all right with all of them. You know, just get some watching going on, some sports enjoyment. And yeah, it's been a fun time, but it's I can do that while I do other things. I can't play 2 things at once, not anymore. Used to. Not so much. Depends on the game. Sometimes I can still play 2 things at once. I've definitely played FIFA while I was waiting for a while. But those are 2. I can just pause one and go to the other.
Mm-hmm.
But I also finally watched Into the Spider-Verse.
Ah, interesting.
I watched it today. It was good. I really enjoyed it. I'm excited for whatever number 2 means.
Yeah. That was officially, I guess, announced.
Yeah, 2022. So, you got some years.
Yeah.
But I am happy that they're making another one. I should have a poster here soon of that movie.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You'll
see it when it gets here.
Did some ordering.
Oh, yeah.
Bought 5 t-shirts.
Oh.
2 for Samantha because they didn't have them in my size. And I got 3 for myself. The 3 that I got, all Gundam t-shirts.
Oh, boy.
And Samantha got the volleyball anime.
Oh.
T-shirts. She got one of them's like looks like a gym shirt. Like it's like the cliche.
Like it's got the cutouts?
No, it's like a cliche gray shirt that's meant. It looks like a high school like gym shirt, and it says the school's name on it.
Oh, right. It's like one of the assigned shirts, like your gym attire.
So,
I love it.
Yeah, they were $3, a piece. There was a sale.
Not bad at all.
Quick story.
All right, go for it.
There was bomber jackets announced that are Gundam themed, and they're like $400 a piece.
Oh God.
A lot of the anime, like especially with Gundam, a lot of that stuff is extremely well done, but they carry a heavy price tag. So, out of curiosity, I did a quick Google of like Gundam apparel just to kill time at one point, and one of the websites was doing a sale. So I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna buy all these shirts. I got 5 shirts for like $25. So why not?
Why not?"
That's it. Little tidbit.
And then, so I guess we can talk about what came out this week.
Yeah, what came out this week?
Luigi's Mansion 3.
They had
that's all I'm... there was like some other stuff, but it was nothing like a Yakuza remaster thing or something. And I'm just like, you know what? Let's just talk about my boy Luigi.
That's the only one anyone really cares about.
Exactly.
And it keeps it short. So now we can just go straight into the news and talk about Blizzard for an hour.
It's gonna, you can buckle up. If you came here for Blizzard news, because this episode is titled BlizzCon 2019, if you came here for Blizzard news, you're about to get it. You're about to get a synopsis. Not details.
Well, at the end, you'll get it. We'll go through the other news articles.
You're about to eventually get it. We're going to burn through some smaller stuff first. I didn't look at the order of which he did these things. I'm just talking. Anyway, hold on. Let me... Sorry about that. I drop things. When I drop things or do anything like that, I just make a really loud noise and confuse people. So I'll take number 1. Don't mind me. I have two things open, and I do multiple things. News. Tell what I didn't read what I was about to say. Number 1, Death Stranding, the highly anticipated next game from Hideo Kojima and his studio Kojima Productions, will be making its way to PC next year, the studio announced this week in a tweet. You got to stop messing with the space-time continuum when you do these things.
I changed some of them. I always miss one.
The PC port will be published by 505 Games, the same group behind the PC version of Control. There's no firm release date for Death Stranding on PC outside of the early summer of 2020 window. I don't know why this is news. Not that I don't know why you put it in here.
Yeah.
But I don't know why everybody... I saw a lot of news outlets. Ooh, Death Stranding for PC. We all knew it was coming. The only part of this is news is that Sony's not publishing it.
Yeah.
But I think Sony's once again just like, no, we don't play in PC territory.
Yeah. That, and I guess, it's official, so whatever.
Yeah. Cool. I'm not going to wait. It's the same joke with Red Dead, right? Both would be better on PC. But I'm not going to wait.
I might. I haven't decided yet.
Ooh, interesting. Welcome to the only gaming podcast where you won't hear about Death Stranding for 3 months.
It's a possibility. So the funny thing with Death Stranding is I'm either going to wait or I'm going to make the snap decision to get it as soon as it comes out.
As you're stocking the shelf going.
Yeah, I'm not going to get this.
I'm going to put that on reserve real quick.
Yeah.
Did you guys get any of the BB versions in?
I haven't seen any, but I've been not really in the normal area. So
I'm curious if you just had if there was just a standalone BB.
if is there a price on it? Do you know?
It's probably $150 to $200.
It would be a cool.
It'd be a cool thing, but
thing to have because it's creepy as fuck.
But what if I don't like the game?
Yeah, but it's still cool because it's creepy. But it's not that
like the game?
Cool to where I'm like, oh, here's $100.
It's not cool to the point where if I don't like the game, I want that thing.
Yeah,
like I don't care about Uncharted. Like that. Don't blaspheme me already. But some of the Nathan Drake statues that have come out in like their collector's editions look pretty cool. Yeah. And if I could buy just a statue, I'd be fine with that. Yeah. And I know you can now sometimes, but like
you just reminded me of one of something that I've always wanted to do, but never forgot about it when we got our own house where I could actually do it, is the Half-Life crowbar. I don't know if
Can you just buy a crowbar?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You buy a crowbar, you spray paint half of it red, and then that's the Half-Life crowbar. But I'd forgotten about it until just now because I was thinking, I was like, what's some shit that I would like that Nate would hate? And I was like, oh yeah, Half-Life.
I got my own head crab that I use as my headset whenever I play video games. Fuck you.
Head crab hat. They exist.
I know they do. I've seen them at many a convention. I know they exist. Ugh. That being said, though, if you did get a Half-Life crowbar, I would just put crates all over your house one day. I'd message Sam and be like, is he not home? Perfect. Crazy. I would just stack up a bunch of boxes and make you have to break your way into your own house. Anyway.
Number 2, Ninja Theory, the studio behind Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, is working on a new venture called the Insight Project. The team will use tech, game design, and clinical neuroscience to work on new methods of therapy for mental disorders. In an interview with The Verge, Ninja Theory co-founder Tameen you're better at pronouncing names than I am.
I shall take a swing at it, and that's a really bold statement. I mean, if better as in you've already avoided it. Hold on. Tamim Antoniadis. Just stumble through it. That's what I've been doing the entire time as I said that. You're welcome,
Ninja
audience.
Theory co-founder called the undertaking a continuation of the collaborative work the studio did with neuroscientists and mental health professionals on Hellblade. He said, quote, with Microsoft acquiring us, it's taken off a lot of pressure for us as a studio. So we stopped developing games for the other people, work for hire games, which meant we have the opportunity to start entirely new projects. End quote. And Nate just can't let go of his LEDs malfunctioning. So he's under his desk right now. I'll give you the play-by-play. Plugging various cables in, I'm sure, trying to reset the controller.
God, I'm so annoyed by this.
It's probably not even like it's probably not even something that you can actually fix.
Don't say that
until it's like a software update of some kind.
Don't say that. Don't make me. Don't. Just let me think that I can fix this.
Okay, I mean, go for it.
That being said, yeah, Ninja Theory. You really liked Hellblade.
I did. It was amazing.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually make a comment on what this story was actually about. More mental disorders, huh?
Yeah, they're kind of...
Is that their thing now?
That's their thing.
They're the mental disorder company? That's a really weird title, I guess.
They are the mental disorder developer.
I didn't say that. Number 3. Yeah, 3A.
A lot of confirmations this week.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of hoopla. EA will start releasing games on Steam again after it moved away from the popular PC game marketplace in 2011 in favor of its own Origin store and launcher. It'll start with Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, making it the first new EA game released on Steam since 2011. Additionally, EA announced plans to bring its EA Access subscription service to Steam starting next year, allowing players to pay a monthly price for access to a collection of EA games through Steam. As the name suggests, EA Access on Steam will apparently be similar to EA's console subscription services, as opposed to the larger catalog on Origin Access. Despite the fact that Steam and Origin are PC launchers that run on the same platform, EA is effectively treating the two storefronts as totally separate platforms. Separate, but equal, Matt.
I don't know about that.
I don't either. I just find it as a fun joke. For example, if you've purchased EA games in the last 8 years on Origin, there won't be any way to transfer those purchases to Steam, even if they're re-released there. EA is also working to allow for crossplay between the Origin and Steam versions of its PC games. I think, honestly, the two biggest things out of that, even though we've already talked about this last week, are EA Access being available on Steam,
but not,
and crossplay. Those two are the two biggest points out of this. The titles themselves don't matter being available because it's just going to do what we've talked about, where it's Steam to Origin to the game.
Yeah. The irritating part is that it's EA Access and not Origin Access, and
right, which is also
crossplay
funny.
Is not going to be available at launch. It seems like it's coming later, but oh well. I got all the short ones, I think, this time.
No, you didn't.
Sony is shutting down its live.
Don't worry, I made sure you don't.
Okay. Sony is shutting down its live TV streaming service, PlayStation Vue, on January 30th, 2020, the company announced on Tuesday. The sudden announcement of the shutdown comes just a week after a report published by The Information, which we spoke about last week. So they couldn't find a buyer, so they said, fuck it. Turn it off.
I mean, it worked.
I guess. I mean, why not?
I mean, I guess if you're really trying to just cut costs, and once you couldn't get anything back for it, the easiest way to cut costs is to cut cold turkey and just...
That moved quickly, it seems like.
It moved real quick. Anybody want to buy this? No? Shut it off.
That kind of makes me...
That's how fast it went. It went the fast of me trying to make a point, arrogant, being the petty bastard that I am sometimes. Most times, I don't know. It depends on the person you ask. Don't give me that look. So
whatever you say, bro.
I'm just here. I'm just here to support you. So where you're like, no, that doesn't work. Okay, cool. Just unplug it. I'm fucking done. Just let's not even try to fix it anymore. let's just nip it in the butt.
It makes me suspicious. Like, why are they so adamant on cutting costs all of a sudden?
Because they're gonna lose so much selling PS5 under value. I think they're gonna take a. I'm assuming they're anticipating a big hit on cost to make versus sale price for the PS5, and that they potentially could be.
They're gonna pull a Microsoft and eat
covering as much as they can.
Yeah.
Like, if we just stop all these other services that are already failing, we should be able to hold over.
Yeah, they're gonna eat it the first year until production costs can come down, and yeah.
But they're gonna have to eat it by a substantial amount, which is why.
Yeah, I suspect like $100 at least,
or more, maybe. Could be 150. Number 5. Now some good news for Sony. Sony has announced as part of its second quarter earnings report that it sold 2.8 million PlayStation 4 consoles between July and September. Since the company hit exactly 100 million sales 3 months ago, the total is now at 1.28 million. And in case you guys are curious, that's how you put two numbers together in a mathematical equation. Meaning that the PS4 has outsold the original PlayStation. Also of note, the Nintendo Wii's total of 101.6 million has been surpassed this quarter as well. Obviously, in case you're curious, once again, 102.8 is greater than 101.6.
You should have been a math teacher.
I would. The kids would be so educated. I would just look at I would draw bar graphs constantly. Be like, see how this one is smaller than this one? That one's bigger. You're welcome, kids. That makes the PS4 the second best-selling console of all time, behind the PS2's 155 million. And it's not going to catch that.
No.
So, long live the PS2.
Good run.
It's been a real good run for the PS2. But I mean, back to the math teacher comment. It's just always funny to me when people list things like that.
Yeah.
Where you're like, it sold 2.8 million during this time frame. Previously, it had crossed the 100 million platform.
Thus,
therefore, we can, we can
deduce.
We can deduce by looking at this problem here that it was the butler with the gimp suit in the lavatory. And you're like, you know what? I never would have guessed those three things. It's a really weird version of Clue. I don't know if you've ever played it.
Clue?
No, that version.
Oh, no. Is that a real version, or are you just making this up?
What do you think?
I don't know, man. The board games are hot right now.
You know what? If this exists at PAX Unplugged next week, somebody email me. Don't tweet it at me. Email it specifically.
Email it. Write a letter.
Yeah, honestly, if you write a handwritten letter with a picture out of a Polaroid attached to it, send it to me.
Where are we at here?
You're looking for three things. The butler, a gimp suit, lavatory, room, weapon, person. Good luck. May the odds be ever in your favor. Go ahead, Matt.
Number 6.
6.
Ubisoft CEO has confirmed that the publisher's recently delayed 2020 releases will now be cross-generation titles. The firm recently announced it was pushing back Watch Dogs Legions, Rainbow Six, and Gods and Monsters ahead of its most recent financial report. In a follow-up earnings call, Yi Guillemot.
Is Guillemot the man himself? Is Guillemot? I'll take a croissant.
Offered more details on plans for the 3 titles.
I didn't say a fucking word during that.
I understood it. The CEO of Ubisoft is getting a croissant. Clearly.
Oh, oui. Why is my French like half angry Eastern European? Whatever.
I don't know, man. It's movies.
No, it's also just French accents. I hate oh god, they suck. I can't do it. They don't suck. French people don't suck. I just be like, I can't do the accent.
Yeah.
It's really hard. It's a lot of just the same words over and over again if you try to do the accent. Anyway, yes, he said three things about the 3 titles.
Yeah, all 3 of those will be released both on current generation and the upcoming PS5 and Project Scarlet.
So not surprised by that, actually.
No. And they said they'll launch 2 more unannounced AAA games on both generations before the end of the fiscal year as well.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That one's definitely interesting, I think.
Yes.
Because what are you not talking about already?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Are you not talking about more of my E3 predictions that have failed over the last 2 years?
It's gonna be. It's gonna be a battle royale game
Splinter Cell Battle Royale
or a card game. I don't know.
Splinter Cell.
I'm trying to think of a game that you could announce like really quickly and people would actually be like, "Oh, well, I'll try that. Check that out."
Rainbow Six Siege Auto Chess.
All right, sounds good too.
Ubisoft Character Auto Chest. That way we can get more characters like all the guys from Ghost Recon. Which apparently nobody's really talking about Breakpoint, but that's a different discussion.
Yeah.
That
not going so
sounds
hot.
like it came out and nobody cared. And here we are.
Yeah. I mean, it did not receive a warm welcome.
I don't even know if it necessarily received a welcome.
There was stuff. It's just that they shot themselves in the foot, I guess, with the microtransaction thing. And then all the early people were like, it's broken. And everyone's like, all right, well, fuck that one. Moving on.
I mean, if you're not wrong, you're not wrong. Number 7. Electronic Arts announced on an earnings call that Star Wars The Old Republic is now closing in on $1 billion in lifetime revenue. EA CFO Blake Jorgensen said...
What?
I don't know. He just
I love his last name.
Oh, Jorgensen?
Jorgensen,
whatever.
Yeah.
But Jorgensen.
Jorgensen. Very
Jorgensen.
Scandinavian.
Jorgensen. Blake Jorgensen said, quote, "Believe it or not, we are..." Once again, immediately Eastern European. Believe it or not, we are close to $1 billion on Star Wars The Old Republic revenue from the start of its history. So it's a business that keeps on going. What kind of quote is that, Blake? So it's a business that just keeps on going. Yeah, obviously.
You gotta finish it out, man. It's even better.
Oh, okay. All right. let me fully restart. I started judging Blake's quote before I finished it.
I'm not saying that No. I think you can double down on it once you finish.
I'm going to. But let me give you the thing in full before I insult him. Believe it or not, we are close to $1 billion on Star Wars The Old Republic revenue from the start of its history. So it's a business that just keeps on going. And we like those types of businesses, end quote. Yeah, so do I. I love if I could start a business that just makes $1 billion, yeah, you're right. I do kind of like those businesses. Don't let these PR non-people speak PR. We've heard you guys like piles of money. And we, too, have made our own pile of money. Tell you what, you give me $15 a month, and I'll add your $15 to the pile of money. It's a good old joke from the John Mulaney premise. John Mulaney has a good stand-up routine where he discusses that $1 million. He's like, I don't even know what it looks like. Screw it, $10 million. I don't know what it looks like. I don't care. You tell me the boat cost $10 million, whatever. I just need to see $10 million, just in bills. I just want to walk into the room and see $10 billion. Sell tickets. It's $1 to see the money, or $10 and we put your money into the $10 million. Oh.
I suspect that $1 million or $10 million would not be as dramatic as you think it would be.
No, I'm pretty sure you'd have to get closer to $1 billion. And then you could at least look like the Joker in Dark Knight sliding down a money hill. $1 billion is a lot of money, thanks, Matt. But the game itself was a massive, expensive production. According to a 2012 report, EA spent $200 million to produce the game. The report claims 800 staffers on 4 continents worked for 6 years to bring the game to market. For further context, Blizzard's genre-defining MMO, World of Warcraft, reportedly brought in $1 billion per year during its heyday.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That Warcraft could do that.
Yeah, $1 billion in a year.
I mean, at one point, Blizzard would report numbers of 15 million subscribers. And if you go with the model that they're at $15 a month, somewhere that math equals more money.
And
You're
I kind
welcome.
of suspect that at that point, the game probably didn't cost as much as the Old Republic to make. At that point.
Probably not. The Old Republic set out with a crazy, like, scope.
Yeah.
What if we did an MMO, but it's the Star Wars universe, which means we need like 30 planets, spaceships and shit. Oh, we're BioWare, so every choice has to matter.
And every
Multiple
class
ways.
has a different storyline.
And let's not even discuss the part where we paid an orchestra to do the soundtrack.
And every single character needs to have its own voice.
And their own soundtrack. When you're walking on your own ship, you should be able to hear...
That'd be pretty dope.
Can you imagine?
You Sith Lord, you walk out, it's like...
The system is down. That cheat is throwing a wild rave party. Homestar Runner. It would be... honestly, if we're talking about microtransactions, I would buy.
It's an interesting...
Theme music in most games where it wouldn't make sense, I'd pay for it probably.
Yeah. Like, we'll say like $2 or $3. So like they, it's the cost of a song normally, and then you get them a little extra.
$5, I get a 30-second clip of a song of my choosing. That whenever somebody summons me in WoW via like a lock portal or anything, that plays.
That's actually a really good idea, because that would be hilarious. Or
Yeah.
like you get like 30 seconds of a song and like an effect, so you can have like a wrestling entrance.
It would basically, all I would do is it would basically just be, and it would only be when people summon you, right? Because you don't want it going off all the time.
Yeah.
So it would just be whenever you are summoned, because you're the actual one showing up. And all it is you just like, I just want it to be me like climbing out of the portal kind of, and doing like that good old like shoulders back kind of like look around like, yeah, I am King Dick. And then you just hear, dun dun, and you're like, yeah, dun dun.
Then you get like the rockets going off in the back.
I take like a Hellstone and smash it on the ground, just get a green mist effect, and then just step through it like, and I am here.
Well, pitch it. Throw it in.
Hey, Shadowlands. I know we're going to talk about that in a minute, but Shadowlands, I'll take some theme music whenever I'm summoned around. $5, 30 seconds. I don't even need the animation. I just want, I'll type /dance myself. I just want the 30 seconds of whatever song I choose, or give me a library of a lot of songs that you can curate, and give me just some like neutral dubstep. Just, it'd be a fun time.
It would be. Speaking of WoW,
I would refuse to go anywhere unless I was summoned. No, you must call me by my name and summon me to wherever I am needed. Please welcome to the group Nightkill. Yes, my minions, I am here, and I will either heal and or DPS this fight for you. You're welcome.
all right.
Then I die immediately on the first phase because I didn't understand the boss mechanics, and the entire thing becomes a waste.
I was going to say, in retrospect, this sounds like a terrible idea.
What are you talking about? It just feeds my ego. Tell you what, $500, and I'm the only one that can do it. You know how amazing that would be?
That would be cool.
$500, I'm the only one on the server that can do it. Anybody seen that one guy that shows up with music every time we bring him around?
They definitely would charge more than $500 though for that. They'd probably be like, $5,000. We'll do it.
If you did $1,000, and I'll tell you what, $1,000, they have to contact me right now. They can't put it up to public market. They contact me, and they say, hey, we want to give you a pet. That's your hype man. It's hype man pet. That basically just walks around with two boom boxes facing out from him. That's just bumping whatever music you want whenever you get summoned somewhere.
Was it like a little mini Kevin Hart or something?
No, it's like a little elemental, like whatever pet would make sense to have like 2 arms from the already pet category.
Mm-hmm.
Or even if it's just the perky pug that they gave out for free for doing 50, right? Just put the pug with a boombox on it strapped to its back, and it's just sitting there just like shaking like all happy, and it's just blasting
with like
music.
a flat brim hat tilted to the side and like Ray-Bans on.
Yeah, it's basically the pug from Men in Black, except gangster. And he's just, what's up? And then you show up, and he's just trying to like hit the button to hit play. Anyway,
speaking of WoW and weird things and wherever else we went there, BlizzCon's going on. Let's talk about it. Blizzard opened the show on a bit of a somber note. As
nice. Somber, I don't know if is the right word.
I didn't watch it, so you tell me.
No, I just mean like for what you're about to say. I don't know whether or not somber is the right word. Like they addressed something they should have addressed to begin with. I don't know if somber is. You know what I mean? Like
President J. Allen Brock. Is it Brock or Break? Brock? Brack?
I'm going with Brack.
All right. J. Allen Brack issued an apology for the recent suspension of Blitzchung over the Hearthstone players' comments on Hong Kong. He said, quote, "I'm sorry and I accept accountability." He stopped short of detailing any new actions or changes at Blizzard, though, which right immediately before that, it was confirmed via a PC Gamer interview that they are not rescinding the bans or anything like that. Everything's staying as it is. They're just issuing an apology for poor communication, I guess.
Which, in case you're curious about how I feel about that, fuck off. This is gonna get real weird because I'm about to betray my own sense of agency. Now, this is a gaming podcast. We will discuss the gaming news, and I will fanboy over certain things. I am aware I am a hypocrite to an extent. I still do not agree with their punishment for that man. I also do not blame everyone at Blizzard for it. I blame the company because that is the name that is attached to who associated that ban with them. But I do understand that I'm pretty sure the people that were creating the new World of Warcraft expansion did not personally run around and scream, "We need to ban him." Pretty sure there were artists and whatever that just had their head down that were like, all right, so how do I make the upside down in WoW?
Spoilers.
And then they go, wait, what do you mean we banned somebody for supporting freedom? And then they got blindsided at the same time. So I'm aware it sounds hypocritical at some point when I say, yes, I'm probably going to buy the new WoW expansion. It also is not hypocritical to when I say when I'm going to buy the new WoW expansion. So let us begin.
Okay, so apologies. And then
I think they could have really saved it if they said we apologize and we rescind what we did.
Yeah, they could have.
They would have walked out, like, rather than having to do the smoke and mirrors thing of, like, we should have talked to you guys first. Anyway, here's Diablo. Like, Alexa, this is so sad. Please, Alexa, play Diablo. Right? You know, whatever the fucking Despacito mean, but Diablo trailer. Same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, this is so sad. Alexa, play Diablo trailer. Like, I think it still could have. The whole thing still could have gone better. I think they still bottled it. But we've covered this before. I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to. Like, it needs to be brought up every time we talk about Blizzard that they did what they did. But I don't want to make that the focal point of every single time we talk about them. I just want to underline every time we talk about them with it.
Yeah.
Like, hey, here's this thing. By the way, do you also remember that they did this? For at least a year.
Yeah.
I say 8 months. Like,
we could probably do a whole podcast on how to handle companies that act immorally, but
we would be here for the entire time listing every company ever.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's like you can't. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. Fuck it. All right. What do you want to start with? Do you have a preference? Or let me just go down the list.
Go in reverse order.
Okay.
kind of go in reverse order. Save my big one for last.
Is that 4 or Classic or Shadow? Lands?
Shadow.
Okay.
Save Shadow. It's the one I know the most about.
All right, fuck it. We'll just go in reverse. Well, we'll start at Hearthstone. Let's start at Hearthstone. We'll go through the middle.
Okay, cool. That's what we don't care about. So
Okay, Hearthstone. They have a update, Descent of Dragons, and at some point, Battlegrounds, I believe is what they're calling it. It's going to be. It's an auto chess. It's an auto.
yeah, it's similar to like an auto chess type style.
Yeah.
For
I don't know if you want to add anything to that.
no, I mean it looks kind of in line for what I would expect out of Hearthstone. I'm not a Hearthstone player, so I have no idea.
Yeah. They did mention they talked about Diablo Immortals. I don't know what the hell they talked about. Do you know what they talked about with Diablo Immortals?
No, because I just don't care.
Don't care. Okay.
I'm ready. Now that being said, I'm registered on my phone. I'm gonna play it when it comes out because I just want to like see. I want to do my due diligence as a game industry pundit of the 3 listeners, 2 of them myself, that I want to have the ability to have played it, even if it's for only an hour, just to form some type of opinion on it, other than me going right now where I'm like, holy shit, you guys bottled this last year.
Yeah. Warcraft 3 Reforged. I'm sure they gave some cursory update on that as well.
Probably. Once again, I didn't play Warcraft 3 initially.
Mm-hmm.
The Reforge has made me like kind of want to do it, but at the same time, I'm not into that style of game at the like. That takes a very
that's way low on the totem pole.
Yeah, that's gonna have to put me in like a very certain mood where I'm like, I'm really looking forward to this. I'm like, oh yeah, that game. But like until then, I don't think I'm gonna touch it.
They detailed some WoW Classics update stuff. Gave dates, I believe.
Phase 2 is going to be November 12th, I believe. Phase 2 just means that there's world bosses and world PvP now exists. World PvP now means something. All of that being said, I'm just kind of like, all right, well, 3 days later, Pokemon comes out. So, I mean,
yeah.
Oh, who's really important here? Oh, yeah, that's right. Me playing Pokemon. I'm a Switch while I'm also waiting for dungeons and WoW.
So that brings us to the big 3, we'll say. There was the 3 big announcements.
Yep.
Diablo 4.
Yes.
Which I'm assuming you're going to get it and everything because you love Diablo. And it actually looks interesting.
My time with Diablo is actually weird. I didn't play 1 or 2. Because I wasn't a PC gamer at that point.
Yeah.
When 3 came out, I played it, and I spent a lot. I spent, way too many. But I think I have you compare these to anybody, I'm sure there's going to be the guy that's like, well, I have 17,000 hours and whatever. I have 100 hours, I think, in each one of my characters, or at least each class.
Yeah.
In Diablo 3, which is just a lot of time of me just sitting around killing stuff for loot.
Yeah.
But I visually it looked good.
Yeah.
The trailer is disgusting Diablo, which is I'm all for. It
looks like the main protagonist is Lilith.
Mm-hmm.
And they had their cinematic trailer, which it's Blizzard. So
yep. Once again, your cinematics are great. Just make the movies in cinematics. I don't know why that's so hard for you to understand.
And then they had a gameplay trailer, which it looked I don't have a lot of experience with Diablo 3, but it did look different. There was some different mechanics I'd never seen.
They definitely showed some either new spells or at least new spell effects. And it's definitely not up-resed, but it is looking like more detailed and sharper and stuff. Bringing back the Druid as one of the starting classes. Barbarian, Sorceress, and Druid. And I'm all about being a Druid at this point, seeing how I didn't play one in Diablo 2. But I am told by that trailer that I can become a bear. So
yeah. I mean, who wouldn't want to be a bear?
Right. I'm basically a bear in real life. Why not be a bear then? I mean, I'm not Dewey. I don't have a bear on me, but...
Yeah. I mean, and you're physically a bear. You're not a bear as in, like, gay.
Right, yeah.
Like a gay bear. I don't know if you guys are familiar with what a bear is, but...
I love that Matt's about to explain that to you.
Just want to draw the line there. I didn't want you to be getting fan mail of a questionable nature.
at this point, if I got any fan mail, I might just be okay with it.
Yeah, man.
You know what they say? No press is bad press.
That's true. They do say that, and I believe it is true. We'll leave the best for last.
Unless you're Blizzard and you kowtow to China. That's a different discussion, though.
Leaving the best for last, that brings us to Overwatch 2. Dose. I feel like...
Can I give them the 2 dose?
There's clearly the most information is available about Overwatch 2. That being said, I did not deep dive into it.
So the most information is available for Overwatch 2 because it's also the one that's not changing the most.
Yeah, and it's also the one that leaked the most.
Yeah, which was entertaining because I watched the opening ceremony because the opening ceremony is available to the public to watch online. Everything after that becomes like all the panels and stuff you have to buy the ticket for, which obviously I didn't do. But the opening ceremony was fun because I think in every one of them I started watching after Diablo because I got to it late. But I think every one of them had to mention data mining and leaks and stuff in their like reveals. Like, and as you guys might have seen from some data mining stuff, we still have to talk about something. Yeah. And they all acknowledged it in, I think, a pretty good way of just having fun with it and whatever.
So the key points are Overwatch and Overwatch 2 are going to, from a PvP standpoint, combined ecosystem.
Correct.
So if you have original Overwatch, the maps, and I don't know if the characters as well.
I believe so, yeah.
Definitely the maps. We think the characters as well are going to be available on Overwatch so they don't separate the player bases.
Yeah, it's supposed to be one continuous multiplayer.
Yeah. What is different is Overwatch 2 has a PvE component, which will be exclusive to Overwatch 2, and it looks like wave defense. So there's a couple different game modes.
There's a couple different game modes.
One of them's the bomb thing from TF2.
Yeah, push mode.
Yeah, push.
I'm really good at pushing, and I was like, that's pretty funny. But that is just the multiplayer mode, I believe.
Yeah.
And then hero missions. Jeff Kaplan compared them to Diablo's adventure mode, where you're just running around killing a bunch of stuff. They did confirm stuff about like character ability upgrades and stuff like that. I am most curious about this to see what they do for pricing. Because
that's a tough one.
Because I own Overwatch 1.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to have to convince me to buy Overwatch 2 only for your single player.
Yeah.
Is it going to be... Do you justify it as enough to charge me $60 as already owning it? Now, if you would say that I didn't own Overwatch 1, I could understand.
Yeah.
$60. But if you're going to tell me I already own Overwatch 1, would you cut me to like $30 to $40?
This goes back to our conversation from last week where it's like... it's weird that they made the distinction to say it's Overwatch 2.
Yeah.
And it's, it seems like it would be a more natural fit to be like a chapter 2.
Right, because they showed new, like, not fully new character models, but they changed looks and stuff to bring things better and yada yada. So I'm like, why would you call it Overwatch 2? Just call it Overwatch with like chapter 2 expansion or whatever that I pay $30 for Overwatch chapter or Overwatch season 2, like season pass or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
It's definitely
a weird
I still get
choice.
access to all the other stuff, but then that unlocks the single player stuff for me. So it was curious to see how they manage it going forward, I guess.
Yeah, I'm curious as well. I fear that it's going to look like a money grab. If they
don't message it right, it definitely will.
The big one.
For us. For the big
for
one
us.
for us. I mean, Diablo 4 is probably technically the biggest one out of here in terms of what people have been really waiting for.
Yeah.
And what should have shown up last year.
Yes. World of Warcraft Shadowlands.
Shadowlands it is.
New expansion.
Yes.
So the short, it came with a lovely cinematic, as per tradition.
Beautiful cinematic, once again.
Sylvanas spoilers, I guess. I'll say spoilers.
If
you're into WoW lore,
have you not watched the cinematic? If you
Sylvanas,
haven't, first off, all right, real quick.
Go ahead.
If you haven't watched the cinematic, pause. Take 3 minutes, watch the cinematic, and come back to us. And then when you hear me say continue, that's when we're going to start talking about it. Continue.
So Sylvanas strolls up to the Lich King, and long story short, takes his helmet.
I don't know if it's really a long story.
Rips it in half like I want her to rip my pants off.
I appreciate that, Matthew.
You know what I mean?
I appreciate that because I feel the same.
You got to take a stance. You got to let people know. Sylvanas, she could get it. I wanted to keep going with that, but we'll just... I got to be careful.
There was some comment.
Might want to upset some people.
There was some comment for you to make about having a banshee whale. But
yeah, I was going to go with the classic that my brother used to say all the time.
Put her in the trunk?
No.
Peanut butt.
Yes, peanut butt. So,
oh boy, this is...
Sylvanas rips the Lich King's helmet in half, which creates the upside down.
Yeah, basically it creates what looks like the upside down, which is the Shadowlands.
Yeah.
Which
and I'll let Nate take it from here because he has a better knowledge of the...
It's essentially the realm
content.
of death. It's the realm of the Valkyr, like where they come from. It's the realm of where the spirit healers that resurrect you, that you meet when you die, it's where they come from. It's where all that stuff kind of comes from.
The afterlife. Of
yeah,
sorts.
it's the where do you go after when you die, and we are going there because Sylvanas has deemed Azeroth a prison, and so she's going to free us by taking us to the afterlife.
So
okay, I don't know your logic, bitch, but sure.
Yeah. I guess on the lore side, there was the tease of who's pulling the strings.
Yep, you see a good old giant shadowy figure. There's talks that he is apparently has been referenced for years in tablets and stuff like that in the game. If you are a true lore nut, which I am only a fake lore nut, so I only know minimal. So yeah,
you don't want to get involved with the fake nut.
A fake nut's all I know, man.
So there's also, I don't know if you want to get into the potential of who this person is at all.
I don't think that's actually. I think that's just me being
theorizing. Okay, I'll file that one.
This is just me being like, well, you never know.
Tinfoil hat.
Oh,
tinfoil hat is what I call it.
Could you imagine?
Okay, so
could you imagine if? Yeah, I mean, it's basically, yeah.
Into the nitty gritty, I don't know. Do you know how many regions? I know there's a bunch of new regions, like 4.
It was funny because they're like new areas, at least 4 or something. But I definitely saw 3 or 4. I thought, but there might be more. 3 or 4 wouldn't be unheard of for an expansion.
Mm-hmm.
But I would assume closer to 5 or 6.
I think there's a new starting area too.
There's probably a new starting area because of what they're doing with the level crunch.
Yeah, I know. I'm not sure how it's related. I'm pretty sure I read somewhere there's a new starting area.
I know the Death Knights are supposed to get like a refresh because the Death Knights are supposed to get allied races to be able to be Death Knights now and stuff like that. So that goes back to my thought that Bolvar Fordragon, who is the Lich King whose helmet she rips apart, is actually the one leading us into the Shadowlands, and so that he is preparing people as Death Knights now to go to that spot.
Nice.
Not that everybody's just going to, your monk's not going to become a Death Knight, but I mean, the allied races that now exist in the game, the other 10 or so that they added, are now also able to become Death Knights, I believe. If I'm wrong, sue me. I don't know, man. There's so much to go through.
There really is. And the other part of it was, I'm sure there was a ton more that you may know, but the big one that stuck out to me was the level squish.
Level squish 1 to 10, 10 to 50, and then 50 to 60.
Yeah.
So 1 to 10 is your new player area or new player level range. They do mention something about you being able to go in and they're using it to kind of familiarize you with the game. You would do a mini like dungeon instance type thing during those 10 levels to get you in the understanding of what those are. 10 to 50, you can level up somewhere. I don't remember if it's just like whatever current state things are in, or you can choose. You talk to Chromie and you can choose any expansion that exists beforehand to go from 10 to 50 in, or to choose to level up in. And then 50 to 60 is going to be Shadowlands time. So we're seeing a 70 level crunch for everybody, which will be interesting.
When
Normally
you say 70 level, what do you mean?
Cap is 120 right now.
Holy fuck. It's that high?
Yeah. We're 120s right now. So they're knocking us all. They're going to have to knock us all down to 50.
That's insane. I think for some reason I didn't realize it was that high.
Yeah. Because we were 60, then we were 70, then we were 80, then we were 85, then we were 90, then we were 100, then we were 115, and now we're 120.
It's insane. Insane.
In the membrane.
In the membrane.
Crazy insane.
So that's the I don't know,
100 then
else?
120. 100 then 120? 110 then 120, sorry.
Anything else on Shadowlands you want to talk about?
So that's happening. Todd's going to be so angry that I'm not saying more because he's giving me more fun. But they're unpruning is the word he used. Some of the classes, so they're putting spells back in that they took out.
It seems like a general reset almost of like.
Well, it seems a lot like they. That they realized, hey, we made a lot of mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
We need to fix this now. And so they started going, not that they need to fix it now, because here's the other problem I have with this whole thing. And it's not even so much a problem, it's just like Todd's super hype, because the more he keeps reading, he gets hyper and hyper. Is that a word?
My I don't know how, word of caution, I guess, is on paper, all this sounds really good, but taking into consideration the current state of Blizzard, it worries me a bit.
Right. So there's wording for that. But the part that worries me is we're all looking at it after getting burned during BFA.
Yeah.
So almost is it that we're looking at it going, this is going to be good? Or are we looking at it going,
this is better than what we have?
Anything but BFA.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of it is for me anything but BFA. I can't. I don't enjoy playing the class in there. It's just not as fun to me anymore.
Yeah.
So, level squish. No more artifact power grind, which makes sense. That's a BFA thing. Makes sense that's gone. There's going to be new legendaries that aren't supposed to be as RNG. That's fine. Good stuff again. Professions are supposed to matter now for endgame gear. And less RNG on secondary stats, also a good thing, because they kind of stopped mattering for a while. Weekly chest changes for other stuff, so that's all good news. Todd, I'm only reading through your notes that you took from another video. They say they're focusing on class over spec, which is good. You want the class overall to feel good, not just one way to
one specific spec to play it.
Leveling zones are going to be narrative on your main, so you have to go through in a certain way. Like you go through zones in order from 50 to 60. But once you're there on your alts, do whatever you want.
Interesting.
So, pretty good. The image, this is the image I initially saw when I was thinking of it. And the thought is that the Menethil's spirits are the ones. The crown looks roughly the same of the being that Sylvanas is, in theory, being controlled by, or is an agent for.
Mm-hmm. Influenced by, we'll say.
Yeah, he's an influencer.
They're all evil.
the Menethils are the evil influencers of the afterlife. Welcome to my TED Talk.
All right. Yeah, I think that's it. I'm sure we'll cover it in more detail as things are revealed.
Yeah, the closer it gets, we might not hear about it for a few months, and then the month leading up to it, when I'm like, "Ooh, yeah, here we go, yay!" And
there's been no release windows or anything like that on any of this stuff, right? I don't.
They say next year. I think there definitely was a release window on WoW. I think it was fall again, or like the August September.
Diablo
timeframe.
4 is the one I'm curious about.
I don't know if I saw anything about that.
Okay,
it's probably look upable, but I'm not that concerned.
Yeah, we'll worry about it later.
I have enough to play it right now. Let's talk some trailers, Matt.
Yeah,
let's talk about that Death Stranding trailer. Thoughts?
I am still in the same place I've been, which is I don't know what the fuck's going on.
I might be more confused now.
Yeah, actually, that's probably true. The game looks gorgeous. That Decima engine, top notch, apparently. I guess it'll be a ride.
Reviews are not going hot, I think. I think it's been a pretty mixed bag. A lot of people that are just... I've seen some people that... I don't necessarily know if I agree with them or anything like on other games, but have been like, it's actually kind of really slow and like, he's like, I got through like 10 hours of it and I was just like, I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's kind of... I don't know, like, Metal Gear Solid 5, I feel like reviews on that initially weren't like spectacular.
Maybe. I don't remember a ton about that one.
I kind of remember it being like a thing that people started to appreciate it the more they played it.
Yeah. So we'll see. The Witcher Netflix series got another trailer. Thoughts on that one?
So we were talking about it earlier, obviously. I'm intrigued by it. Like, it looks good. Henry Cavill in it isn't as offensive as he seemed in the previous ones, as far as like how he looks and talks.
Still wish he
and
just
stuff.
had a beard.
Yeah.
Not a big one. Just give the man some facial fuzz.
There was a conversation interview at some point where the showrunner mentioned that the show is actually going to take place from the perspective of the two ladies there, Yennefer and Ciri. Is it Ciri? Which is interesting. But she also specifically was like, Geralt will be in there. Geralt, whatever the fuck his name is.
Listen, if you're going to tell me Jorgensen, I'm going to tell you Geralt.
That's fair. All right. That's why we're here, to help each other with name pronunciations.
Yeah, that's why we're here.
Not
because we have no other friends.
What the fuck were we talking about? Oh, he's going to be in it plenty is what they said. So.
Yep. The telling of it from their perspective scares me a little bit, but not like a ton. It's just going to be different. I think potentially. I don't know. Maybe it's not going to be that different. Maybe it is them telling the story, but you're constantly over his shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
It could just be that part where they're like, it's not all Geralt. There's clearly these other two players, so we're going to see a lot of them too. Yeah, which doesn't mean it's necessarily being told through their lens.
Mm-hmm. I think it could be cool if they present it in the right way. Like, if it would add an air of mystery, I think to the Geralt character. Like that could be fun.
He's kind of mysterious as it is.
Yeah,
I just hope it's good.
Yeah, we'll find out.
I just hope it doesn't.
December 20th.
Just don't suck. It's just all. That's what I'm rooting for right now. Speaking of not sucking, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order has its launch trailer. Speaking of not sucking, hoping the game doesn't, but holy shit am I annoyed at that trailer. I'm only annoyed because their entire message since this whole thing came out was, it's after the Order 66, the Jedi are gone, and all this stuff's going on. And you look like this lowly dock salvage hand that's moving stuff around. Oh, what's that? You're the Force? You're a Jedi? They know who you are? You regret the past? You probably should have done something during Order 66? Oh my god, what? It's every other Star Wars story? Oh, shocker.
Yeah, I'm going to be thoroughly annoyed if it is as cliche as the trailer makes it out to be.
Yes,
I'm not saying you got to set the world on fire with your story. I'm saying let's not play the same fucking storyline in every game.
Yeah. It's the problem that Star Wars has.
Yeah, they can't seem to
they just
get away
to
from
tell
that.
certain stories.
They can't get away from that whole Jedi always do the right thing mentality. Like,
And even if they are always doing the right thing, let me just murder them in cold blood.
yeah, the Empire did nothing wrong.
Give me a different look at something at least. Well, what if we gave you... All right, he's a Sith apprentice, but he wants to break away from his past.
He gets redeemed.
Yeah, he gets redeemed. He wants to break away from his past. No! What if I become everything I'm supposed to, and I rule the world with an iron fist?
Exactly.
Then you can set up the redemption arc, at least in the second story, but come on! It's just... As long as it doesn't do it as fast as Battlefront 2 did.
That's what, like, that's the horror story in my mind, is like, it's going to be a repeat of Battlefront 2. And
Battlefront 2 did it so fast.
Yeah, and I'm going to be like, oh.
We have 4 missions in, I think, and then she's like, what? The Empire's bad? I clearly support the Alliance. And then she's gone.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, no. Nope. I can't. I can't even, bro. I can't even. But speaking of Star Wars, The Mandalorian got its launch trailer.
Looking fucking spectacular.
Looking good.
Looking real good.
Let me play that game.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, oh yeah, it was canceled.
Oh. One of the 18,000 projects canceled.
I can't believe they canceled that still. They fucking showed it at E3. People went nuts for it, and they're like, you know what, guys? Fuck that game.
What if you guys walked out in a desert, and then that's the only thing you ever saw? What if 1313 existed? What if? Anyway.
I'm kind of, yeah, I'm thrilled. I really like that dude, the Werner Herzog. I don't know any of his like legitimate works that he does because he's a filmmaker and he's pretty well regarded.
Are you saying this isn't legitimate?
No, I'm saying like he does like films that people are like, these are like some of the best films ever created.
Yeah, they're Werner Herzog films. That category exists.
Yeah. So I really like his voice
Okay.
and his menacing like atmosphere he has. I'm looking forward to it. It's the only hope, as Leia would say, that I have for Star Wars at the moment.
Mandalorian, you're my only hope.
Yeah.
Because everything else ain't looking good.
It ain't looking good.
Like how this episode 9 thing, where I'm still alive, apparently.
There was a thing that I read that could very well have been clickbait that Daisy Ridley mentioned that Rey and Kylo were going to have a relationship.
I'd have a relationship with one of them.
Yeah, Kylo, definitely, for sure.
After that weird pants scene.
Yeah, the high-waisted,
not even
shirtless.
high-waisted, they were high-chested.
Yeah.
He was like up here with those pants.
Oh, poor Adam Driver.
Poor Adam Driver? Listen, you're talking to the star of that movie with Channing Tatum and Daniel Craig.
Oh,
the brothers.
What the fuck is that called?
You respect
where he has
Adam Driver.
He has that.
He's got the fake arm.
Well, he doesn't have an arm, I guess
Yeah.
I should say.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mandalorian. Looking forward to that.
Whatever racing movie that is.
Fallen Order. I'm gonna play it. I don't know.
Fallen Order. I'm gonna play it. We'll see. We'll see if I finish it. I think that's more to the telling case. I'm gonna play it. We'll see if I finish it. That's basically how I feel about Need for Speed 2. We're talking EA Origin games.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I'm gonna play it. Let's see which one I make it further in. Star Wars or Need for Speed? Because I'm not really.
Should we try doing that one together?
Need for Speed.
That one's wonky enough where I think we both might suck at it.
I'll tell you what. If it happens like it did last time, you'll win because I'll quit faster.
It's true. That was the one. They had shitty servers, right?
The last one.
No, that was the crew. The crew had really shitty servers.
Crew one had shitty servers. Crew was the one that kept getting disconnected, right? No, the last one, though, was just... It was the crew all over again. Ooh, get this car part. Ooh, get this car part. Ooh, get that. I'm just like, that's not how cars work. Anyway,
yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
All right. You got anything else? Think we're good?
Good.
Gucci. All right. We'll see you guys in 7, maybe 6. Who knows when we're doing this podcast anymore? Days. Bye-bye.